Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Habits. How are yours? Unhealthy? Wanting to learn more healthy ones? Here's 3 secrets to healthy habits. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend. Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, The Power of Possibility, Passion, and Purpose. And first off, I got to wish happy birthday to Tony Horton. I am wearing my P90X shirt. He turned 62 as of this recording. Hope you are doing very awesome, my man. I hope you're bringing it, probably like doing 62 jump knee tucks and Mary Catherines, and who knows, you're probably doing something off the charts. Hope it's a great one for you. So, Tony, he's helped me develop some powerful habits over the years, and it's been pretty cool. And, I had many unhealthy ones that I replaced with healthy ones. I think my biggest one, other than mindset and stuff, I think my biggest one was quitting smoking and adopting exercise. And that was not an overnight thing. That took some small, baby, patient, crazy steps to get through. But I was able to do it and break through. And if I can ever share and help coach you to work through that process, if you happen to be a smoker, be glad to share what I did. Anyway, so habits. I've learned about behavior and habits from a few resources over the years. I mean, the ones that come to mind are like James Clear from Atomic Habits, BJ Fogg, Omada Health, Beachbody, Brian Tracy. Recently, I've been digging into Joe Dispenza's stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen his things, but the list, I mean, it goes on and on and on. Because I think there's some powerful things when it comes to not only breaking habits, but it's kind of replacing habits. And so in a simple thing, I've learned that our brains love to store habits. It allows us to do other things without necessarily thinking about it. We just kind of get into this little routine. Think about chores that you do, or like driving a car. You can listen to the radio. You could do a few other things while you're staying engaged with driving. Riding a bike, taking a shower, brushing your teeth. Think about it. You could probably walk around the house, brush your teeth, do a few other things while you effectively get your teeth brushed, right? So there's a lot of different things. And things that become so familiar that you can do them while you're focusing on other things, that's where I want to go with today. So let's talk about making healthy choices so that they become habit and automatic for you. And let's start today's discussion with super crazy, ridiculously simple. And when you think of these, it's really easy to brush them off because you're like, oh gosh, I could do that. That's dumb. I'm not going to go through that. But as this guy, BJ Fogg, he's the founder of Behavior Design Lab. And he tells people all the time about tiny habits. I mean, super simple, tiny habits. He said forming a habit, it's like growing a plant. You start with something tiny, like a seed, and you find a good spot for it to flourish and grow like a garden, and you nourish it like your plant so it gets the roots established and can grow. And so just like behavior or habit, you start with a tiny behavior and you find a good spot or a good environment or daily routine for that tiny behavior. And then you nourish that tiny behavior or habit so it gets firmly established into your life. So he talks about focusing on tiny. If you're a person that does not like to floss, he says floss one tooth. I know, I very small. Just go and floss one tooth. Done. Pour a cup of water. Read one sentence in a book. Put on walking shoes. Take one deep breath. Meditate for 1 minute. The key is to find your one tiny habit, your healthy habit. Maybe it's putting on your workout shoes. Not necessarily going for the full marathon. You're just putting on the shoes. Exercising in the gym for 1 minute. I know it doesn't sound like it's going to be impactful, but you're working on discipline. You're working on habit forming, because 1 minute may turn into 2 minutes, which turns into 3 minutes. But you're not thinking that far. You're just thinking 1 minute. Go for a walk for 1 minute. You get the idea. It's the consistency. My next tip here is to, when it comes to habits, squeeze them in between two things that you are that you just kind of do routinely, part of your normal routine. For me, one time I was in a push-up challenge, and it was in between. Anytime I had to get up, and I went to get a snack or something. It wasn't when I get a snack. I forget what the behavior was, but in between, I had to get up from my desk to go somewhere, and I did that like about 5 times a day. Wherever I was going, I committed to doing like 25 or more push-ups. Like, I got to go do that. Why don't I do those push-ups in between? So I'm not saying you got to do 20 push-ups or 25 push-ups, but like in the middle of two other things, like you wake up in the morning, in between your coffee and you're making your toast. Let's pretend that you're making toast. You go and you bang out 25 sit-ups. Or 10 sit-ups, whatever it is. In between your computer booting up and actually checking your social media or email, you jog in place, or you march in place for a minute. In between when you're watching your TV shows and when those commercials hit, if you're one, unless you're one that skips forward, but when the commercial hits, you're doing 20, you stand up and do 25 jumping jacks or 10 squats or whatever. Those little moments that you're squeezing in, because there's some dead time there, and it's a little transition time that you can get into building a habit. And here's my last tip here. It's a mindset one, but it's to focus on what you're getting, not what you're losing. Many people think when they start a new habit, it's particularly a new healthy habit, it means they've got to give up something. And while that might be true, instead of thinking that you're lacking or you're going to be deprived or you won't be able to do that, and you're like, I'm going to miss that so much, or whatever it is, flip that thinking and think about what you'll be gaining or what you'll be getting as a result of the newly formed habit. Okay, so that will take some practice in itself just to work on the thinking stuff. But if you aren't if you're not, let's say if you're not eating right, maybe you're starting to eat right and you're starting to exercise, but you're not doing it because you have to. You're doing it because you want to, because you're going to get something great for it, and that's a different flip of a mindset. It's what I'm going after, the dream I'm chasing, the goal I'm looking to achieve one day. I'm going to keep persisting until I get that. And I'm doing myself good with these healthy habits. So that's a great one. Here's a bonus tip for you. I think I talked a little bit earlier about environment. That's what PJ Fogg was saying with the plant. You got to plant that seed and you get it into a healthy environment where it can flourish, right? So start your new healthy habit in a totally new environment. That way you're not surrounded by temptations, roadblocks, triggers, things like that. So for instance, maybe on your vacation, you take up jogging or you take up power walking or something like that, and you get that routine, that habit going to where something that you can continue when you get home. Or maybe you make a special place that's like your little sanctuary in your basement for an exercise area, because upstairs the fridge is right there, whatever it is. Those are just some powerful tips that you can do. And I also find that this is why I've created this. I also find that having support can really help make habits stick, because you want to, because you know they're going to do that. So that's why I run virtual fitness groups. I know that not everybody can show up face to face, but when we've got a fitness group, we help hold each other accountable. We help develop those healthy habits. We motivate and support each other, and we even within our group, we do things. We include a tracker for food, for workouts, for water, supplements. And when you're feeling a little off, that group is there to support And when somebody else is feeling off, you may be the one stepping up to help motivate and support. And there's something, a little chemistry that happens in the brain that really helps solidify those things and empower yourself to want to continue to improve and to continue to do better. So I hope those help you in developing just the small little tiny things that you can do to make habits stick and to really develop the healthy habits that you know that you want to do for whatever it is. I mean, I think this can even apply not only just to health and fitness stuff, but it can apply to so many things in life, whether it's developing and improving relationships, or improving your bank account, or investing, or just even developing your spiritual stuff, any of that. So if you do want some more simple life hacks that can help you develop more powerful habits that stick, go and grab my free Success Habits Master List. It's packed with routines, rituals, tips, strategies to move you from feeling chaotic and feeling overwhelmed to feeling grateful, healthy, happy, focused, fulfilled. There's a lot of great habits in there. That's why I called it Morning Success Habits. You can find it at morningsuccesshabits.com. Absolutely free for you. You can go download it there. That's all I have for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you so much. And if you could please share this with somebody that you know that can get value, and head over into your podcast app and leave an honest rating and review. That really helps this podcast reach more people, and it helps the audience expand so that they can benefit. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.